What's up? What's up? What's up, my mind your money business people? It's me yet again with another video on all things concerning money. So, as you can see by the title, today I am talking about 7 ways people waste a lot of money. And what you can do to avoid those mistakes, because we waste a lot of money. I used to be a person that wasted a lot of money until I discovered a budget. A budget has rescued me from wasting money and trying to figure out where my money went at the end of the month. Now I tell my money where to go, and I keep some for myself. So I have more than enough money. And that's what you should want for yourself as well. And if you're listening to this video, more than likely, it's not even more than likely, you are the type of person that want the same for yourself. But here's the thing, you can't save everyone. So you need to do what needs to be done for you and yours. So let's get into it. And this article that I found with this information was written over a year ago. However, the information contained within still applies today, and it will continue to apply in the future, right? So number one, because I personally know this to be true, and because I read this before, is the reason why I made changes. Paying too much for insurance. I was paying full coverage on a car that was 11 years old. Why? You would think my insurance company, who I've been with for 20 years with different cars, would tell me, hey, maybe you would want to. No, they're going to take whatever it is that I'm willing to give them with the insurance coverage that I'm requesting. So there are a lot of us that are paying way too much for insurance. So again, this goes overlooked because many people think the more insurance, the better. And I used to be one of those people. However, certain forms of insurance are just not necessary for most people. Like, there was no need for me to continue having full coverage on a car that has decreased in value and I'm paying full coverage for it. It's crazy. So you might want to reconsider certain insurance products because they might be a waste of time and money, like identity theft insurance. If your credit card comes with built-in protections from fraud, why do you have insurance? Most credit cards have that built within them. If you're not sure, check with your bank. Why do you have separate identity theft insurance when, the things that may get stolen are your credit cards? You can put alerts on your credit card through your bank to show you or to contact you before charges go through. You have to confirm and approve of them. Another form of insurance, children's life insurance. As children don't usually have assets to protect, most child life insurance policies have a savings component called cash value that can be used to pay for college or a down payment on a new home. But the fees of those things outweigh the rate of return, and it's better as a parent to invest your money elsewhere, like in a 529 plan. So just open a 529 savings plan account for your child. Or make sure you have money in your emergency fund. Here's the thing, I have no life insurance. Well, because of my job, I still work for the federal government. And so you have to have, basic coverage, right? But I have no outside coverage because I am debt free. I have no debt. I have an emergency fund. I have investment properties. I have investments. I have stock. I have a 401k. Again, my real estate. So I have told my daughter, you're not going to get a check. You have access to my bank account. She's the beneficiary on all of my accounts. So she will receive ownership and access to all of these things. Then, because I'm a veteran, talk to the VA, bury me for free, save your money. Or take money out of my savings account, my checking account, out of the several banks that I have. You will have more than enough, right? Rental car insurance. I always decline rental car insurance. For those of us that are renting or have insurance through USAA, your car coverage normally covers rental car. If you don't know, call your insurance company to find out if the insurance that you currently have with them on your vehicle covers rental insurance. So why are you purchasing it when you rent a car? Save money, people. Collision insurance. If your car is older, like mine, and not worth much, like mine, depending on your deductible and damage, it might not make sense to have collision coverage on your insurance policy. Why do you have full coverage on your used car that's not worth what it was worth when you first bought it, if you bought it like I did brand new 12 years ago now? It makes no sense. Travel insurance, a lot of money is wasted. If you book your travel on a credit card that already provides travel insurance, if you don't know, call your credit card company and find out if you're covered for travel as well. Note, most credit cards cover travel cancellation and lost luggage. So contact your card issuer and verify all of this stuff, people. You can save money. And it's because of this article is the reason why I called and I had my car insurance, lowered, and other insurance. And I'm saving money. So the second thing people waste money on, refinancing your home too often, which is crazy. Why are you refinancing your home? You do know that when you refinance your home, you're starting over. You start the process over. Especially if you refinance for 30 years. If you've had your mortgage for 5 or 10 years and you refinance for another 30 years, you just started over. So even though you may have a lower interest rate, right? You just started over. You had just been paying 6 years. Now you started over again on the 7th year, another 30 years. So by the time you pay the house off, right? If you do it this way and you don't follow the way that I recommend that you do it, you will have paid a total of 36 years on that mortgage. Meaning you would have paid more money than the original loan amount. Now, when you are debt free, I recommend you double up on the mortgage payment. Double up, pay that bad boy off as soon as possible. I paid my mortgage off in 27 months and 19 days. I had to check my sign over there. So avoid refinancing your home too much because of the loan fees. That's another thing. It's not for free. The processor of that loan at the bank has to be paid. All these people have to be paid. If you don't pay those fees up front, it can be rolled into your loan. So here's the thing. Even if you do pay the fees up front, that's money that you're paying up front to start your loan all over again. So if you have good credit, can afford your monthly payments, and have equity in your home, refinancing may make sense. Just remember to factor in the costs that are associated with refinancing, like the fees. And also, it could take 3 to 5 years to break even after refinancing. So it definitely wouldn't make sense to refinance again before that point. It's like people that finance a car for 5 years, and at 3.5 years, they trade the car in and start all over with another 5-year payment. It's crazy what we do. I say we because I used to be that person when I was a lot younger, right? The third mistake, making minimum credit card payments when you can afford more. Those interest rates, the APR is eating you up, making those bare minimum payments, and you're wondering why the balance is not going down. Crazy. So if you can afford to make larger payments toward your credit cards bills, or even make your balances off or pay it off in full, you should. The crazy thing is, and I used to have this problem too, why pay it off and see that big chunk of money leave your savings or checking account? That 500, that 1,000, that 2,500 or $5,000 you don't want taken out of your account to pay the balance, but those are charges that you made. The reason why you're having a problem with that is because you probably didn't need it in the first place. And you may not even have those things anymore. Or it could be, you're charging, your credit card for food and for trips, so on and so forth, or some type of a thing you just no longer have, but it's still sitting there. That a dollar amount is still sitting there, and it's accumulating interest. So, by only making the minimum payment and carrying a balance month to month, you end up paying a high rate of interest, people, and your credit card balances quickly goes up because you will continue to use and swipe money that you don't have. And you only do that because you don't have a plan, you don't understand how money works, and you're just not thinking. Think, people. Because high interest debt quickly compounds and can get out of control. It can get out of control, people. So if you have other debt in addition to your credit card, prioritize with the lowest balance, says Dave Ramsey. And not just the highest interest rates. Like some people like paying off the high interest rate credit cards or debt first. Dave Ramsey suggests paying off the lowest debt to the highest, because as you pay off those lower ones, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel like you've accomplished something. And all you have to do, because you're paying off debt, don't worry about the interest rates, right? The money that you were paying towards that lower interest rated debt, you can now roll that payment into the next one. And the next one. You just continue to do it. And that's what Dave Ramsey called the snowball effect. The fourth thing people waste money on is giving too much power to emotional spending. You got to keep those emotions in check, people. And you keep those emotions in check by creating a plan. When you have a plan, those emotions are in check. They're in check, people. Emotional spending happens on occasion, especially during times when we are seeking comfort. Life be life. You're going to have your ups and your downs, your highs and your lows, right? But making a habit of emotional spending, whether it's positive or negative, will be a big problem to your financial situation. Major problem. Now, there are going to be times when you want to treat yourself and buy something new. Just like I came into some money. I wanted to do something. You know what I did with that money? I invested it. That's what I did. I didn't buy nothing. I didn't do nothing. I invested it. But wanting to treat yourself, that's human nature, right? But emotions change all the time. And you shouldn't hand over the wheel or let them pull you in too many different directions. That's why you have to have control over your money. When you have control over your money, you're telling your money where to go and not wondering where it went. Or letting your emotions control everything. Because when you have no control, then you have to accept whatever you get out of life. Whether it be money, situations, people, your job. If you're just accepting things as how they are, then just be willing to be good with whatever life brings you. Right? You should not complain. No complaint. So instead of yielding to your every emotion, try to spend on small things or something specific that you budgeted for ahead of time. Like I budget a certain amount of money to myself. So if I want to spend money, I go to that money. But then if it's too much money, I'm like, I can wait. So it's all about having emotional control. Because here's the thing about money. When you learn how to control it and when you have enough of it, you really don't worry about a lot of the things. Only when I didn't have money is when I wanted more. And now that I have control over my money, I realize I really don't need all that stuff. All of that stuff. But because when we watch television, when we see other people in the world and, so many external things are telling us this is what we need to be happy, it taps into our emotions. That's why these businesses, these advertisers are spending millions and billions of dollars in money showing you things and trying to sell you something all the time. They're tapping into your emotions. They're overwhelming you. You need to turn off your TV. As you can see, most of the time, my TV back here, right there, it's normally off. Sometimes I may have it on, and when I do have it on, it's on like YouTube sometimes, where I'm watching like the preview, not the previews, but the mini version of a football game. Because when you're watching a football game, it takes like over 2 hours. 2 hours because there's so many commercials. So on and so forth. But you need to understand, those commercials that are being played in between your favorite television shows, companies are paying those television stations to run those commercials to sell you that burger, that car, those tires, that cold medicine, those clothes, this trip. They're selling you stuff. They have control over your emotions. You have no control. And the reason why I say you have no control is because there are a lot of you that are watching and that need to be watching that don't have any control over your money. So if you don't have control over your money, something else does. You've given your power over to something or someone else. The fifth thing people waste their money on is paying for unused membership and subscriptions. Like, do you really need a subscription to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and Peacock and Disney Plus and Stars and cable? And then also free trials. You sign up for those free trials, right? But what I noticed when I signed up for a free trial, they asked for my credit card information. I was like, why are they asking for my credit card? I was like, oh, because they know you're going to forget. You have 7 days of free trials. You put your credit card in there. You are going to forget. You are going to forget because as soon as you watch that show and you're watching other shows, you're so distracted with all the commercials and all the other stuff. You've forgotten that you put your credit card in for that app to watch HBO for free for 7 days or Stars. And then when that 7 days is up, boom, your credit card is charged. And sometimes you're not even paying attention that your credit card is being charged. And oftentimes, like me, I found things that I was spending money on that I did not need when I created a budget. And I had to track my finances. You have to do the same. You got to stop doing that. So here's the thing, like as many Americans have adjusted to work from home lifestyle since COVID, right? Now is an opportune time to reevaluate your lifestyle and your spending habits. What are you spending your money on, people? Prioritize the subscriptions and memberships you use regularly, putting them into categories such as fitness, entertainment, news, dating apps, lifestyle boxes. You hear me on some videos where I say I'm going for a walk. I have a pull bar. I have some dumbbells. Don't you know that there are YouTube videos that there's like different workout programs that you can do at home, but you're paying for that gym membership and you rarely go to the gym. The sixth thing is paying for convenience. Things aren't like how they used to be. But what I see are a bunch of lazy people these days. People don't even go to the grocery store. You can order your groceries online. People don't even go out to buy food. I don't even know what it's called. Either way, where you order food. I don't do that thing. Where you can go on there, you can go online, or Uber Eats. Crazy. I would never ask for another human being to go pick up my food for me. Someone I don't know. That's crazy. So planning ahead can help you save money, people, on all kinds of things. For example, you'll pay a lot more for snacks you buy at a gas station than you will if you just bring treats from home. Like oftentimes I make my coffee at home and then I go to work. I'm not going to leave work and go drive through, Starbucks or a coffee spot and pay $5 to $10 for a cup of coffee. I could have made myself for free, and all I paid for the Keurig, coffee that I have is say $8, and $8 I get like maybe 15 or 20 cups. But I will go buy a cup of coffee for $8. Crazy. That's the type of thing that we do, people. That you need to think. So here are some ways you can better plan ahead so you don't end up paying for the convenience factor while traveling, whether over the holiday season that's here or in general. Look up gas prices, to find the cheapest prices. Google is your friend. Paycheck baggage fees on budgeted airlines, such as, I'm not going to even mention these guys because I don't like them. But you can just pay for your baggage up front. Sometimes it's cheaper up front and they charge you more at the airlines. Also, book your travel plans through the actual airline than going through a third party, because you have to understand that third party sometimes adds a fee, right? So you may come out cheaper going directly through the airline. I do it all the time. Sometimes that's why I don't even go anywhere, because I get so tired of like looking around. But yeah, compare. And then like, why are we buying our lunch? Why are we buying breakfast? Take it to work with you. Do it at home. It's cheaper. There are times where sometimes I can go out, there's like a resorts, like here, where I can go buy a meal. And sometimes that veggie burger and fries is like $22. And say an alcoholic drink is $14, and that's during happy hour. Right? Why? Why pay $22 for fries and a veggie burger? You know what? I go to the grocery store, I buy buns. For 4 buns is like, I think $4. And then I can buy veggie burgers. I can get 6 for $11. And then I can buy a bag of fries for like $4. So 4, let's say 13 for the veggie burgers. It just depends on if I get Beyond Meat burgers or I get, there's another type that I may get. So let's say 13, 4, that's 17. And then the buns is 4, that's 21. I have 6 patties, a bag of fries, and 4 buns for the same price that I will pay at a restaurant that I just want to go eat at. So you know what I do? I make my burger, fries, and I walk to the resort, and I sometimes make my own drink. Not even the resort. I can walk to the beach. I'm 5 minutes from the beach. I can walk to the beach and sit there with my speaker, listen to some music, and chill, right? So those are the things that I do. So the 7th thing, which is the most major thing, is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Again, not even again, because I haven't said it yet. That's the crazy thing. We try to impress people that really don't care. I don't understand why we think that having other people drool or think good things about the things that we have is a good thing. Then a lot of times, most often, people are showing you what they want you to see. You see the cars, you see the houses, you see the clothes, you see the trips, but you really don't know the real deal. You don't know that those people are using their credit cards. You don't know that those people are living paycheck to paycheck. And I say that that is true because if you were to dial in and listen to the Dave Ramsey podcast that comes on every day, like 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 5, you will hear the callers and they talk about the debt and why they're in debt, trying to keep up with the Joneses. So keeping up with the Joneses or living beyond your means as a way to gain status is an incredibly common way people waste money. So the thing we need to stop doing is living beyond our means, and we need to start living below our means, especially while we're younger. Because what you're going to realize is the more you actually get and the more of your life that you control, the less you really need. Less is really more. Here's the thing. I may have a lot more money, but I need less. But the more money that I have is more, it creates the solid foundation that I live on because that's just what I need to live a good life. I'd rather have more than I need and not, desire much than not having enough. And normally when you don't have enough, you want more than you need. So therefore, when you get something, you just squander it all away. So it's easy to feel pressure to buy certain things because others around you have them. While it's hard to avoid comparing your life to others in a world abundant on social media, try to be true to yourself, your lifestyle, and your budget. Again, people, you don't know these people on social media. You don't know me. You don't have to believe nothing I tell you. I could be saying all this stuff and be living the total opposite. While that may be true, but is the information that I'm giving and saying and talking about, does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? That's the question. Use discernment. What does it make you think? Do you understand what I'm saying, or do you think I'm a phony? It's up to you. So everyone comes from different places and different paths in life, but what it takes your neighbor to reach a certain financial milestone is likely different from what it takes you, and vice versa. You can't do what your neighbor's doing. You don't know what your neighbor's got. You're not in their bank account. Just because they bought a new car, they might have paid for it cash. But you may go out and buy a car and you have an $800 car payment for the next 6-7 years. Crazy. So keep your sights set on your own personal goals, needs, and priorities is a much better way to save money and maybe even lead to a happier life. That's key, people. Keep your sights on your own personal goals. But the only way that you can keep your sights on your own personal goals is by creating a plan. You have to create a plan, people. I know this is new talk. This is something that's not taught in schools, but you have to create a plan. You have to create a plan. When a company decides to let you go, trust me, they were planning on letting you go way ahead of time. They didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, you got to go. You know what I mean? There are many people that are online that talks about how they came into work one day, they logged onto their computer, and it was saying they get an email from management saying that you're terminated. No ifs, ands, buts about it, right? So you have to plan for things. Just because you didn't see it coming doesn't mean that management wasn't planning on doing this. And this could have been a plan that had been in the works for months, right? But either way, here nor there, just make a plan and create a plan for your life. Live below your means. Get rid of your debt, people. You have to lower your debt to income ratio. Why are you working so hard for a thing and you don't have control over it? Why are you working so hard for a thing and so many hours for something, and then you don't have enough to pay for your basic needs? Because things will continue to go up. However, we live in a country, in the United States, where you can do better. It's just that you've been programmed to accept the bare minimum. But it's time for you to wake up. Wake up out of that trance that you're in, people, and make the decision to do better. Because at the end of the day, the answer is you. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Any and all information on my channel and in these videos are for entertainment purposes only and reflects my opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any money. But anyone can create a budget. You can Google budget forms online. There's so much free information online that you guys can take advantage of. And so you have to take advantage of it. But you have to do the work. It's not going to be handed to you. And then it's not going to be easy. Because anything new that you're trying to insert and implement in your life, it will be challenged by the old programming that is built up here, that has gotten accustomed to lack, misunderstanding, insecurities. You are going to challenge you. And you have to keep pushing forward, because at the end, as long as you continue to push forward, you will win. You will win. But again, it's going to happen with a challenge. But again, the challenge is going to come from your old mindset and your old programming, your old way of thinking, because now you're trying to implement something new. So don't think that just because you're deciding to do something better for your life, improve your life, and that it's just going to be peaches and cream. That's not how life works. Life is going to challenge you, buddy. And then what you're going to quickly realize is that, wow, you should have done this sooner. Because the sooner you do it, the less challenge and friction you're going to experience. So you guys take care. Peace. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think.